Hear me? Thank you, Karen. Good morning. I'm Lindsay Leiper. Welcome, friends. Welcome, family members. Welcome, caregivers. And most importantly, welcome to our survivors and those incredible warriors present who are fighting the good fight against their disease today. It's my honor to address you all. For all you warriors and survivors, my story will probably sound all too familiar. I've been a registered nurse since 1979, and I was in my usual good state of health when one sunny day in June I had a seizure behind the wheel and my wife was my passenger. I was taken to a local emergency room, and because of my experience as an RN, I knew that having a seizure for the first time at my age was not a very good sign. I didn't have much time to think about what was happening. I chose to go to HOP for my treatment since I had worked there as a nurse for many years before, and I knew of their reputation. My seizure was on a Sunday, and after a week of MRIs and tests, I had my surgery Friday and was back home Sunday. And my recovery was uneventful from my surgery. But I was diagnosed with a grade 4 glioblastoma, a GBM, and even as a nurse with all my years of experience, I didn't know anything about brain tumors. So I jumped on the internet and only found graphs with dismal survival data and grim life expectancy charts. And I could have spared myself that discovery. I should have talked and discussed my fears with my medical team, but I was really scared. But there it was, one unmistakable data point on one of those graphs. It was a line that showed a percentage of GBM survivors who are 3, 5, 7, 10 years out. And I said to myself, with all the conviction I could muster through my fear, that I was going to be one of those data points on that graph. My radiation sessions and Temodar protocol soon followed. I really empathize with all you warriors undergoing your treatments today. I know it's not pleasant by any stretch, and the side effects can make for a long, long day, but hang in there. This past June was the beginning of my 8th year of being stable and progression-free and in remission. Yeah. Thank you. I don't say the C word. You know, I can't get too complacent. I have to be vigilant. I still get my MRIs yearly, but I don't have the pre-MRI sleepless nights, you know, like I did in the beginning. I stopped worrying about what might happen tomorrow because really, what could I really do about it anyway? As I like to say to myself, get through today and tomorrow will take care of itself. But for all of you newly or not so newly diagnosed with brain cancer, I'm here as living proof that long-term survival is an absolute achievable outcome. I had the conventional treatment available at the time, no magic bullet, no breakthrough clinical trial. So if long-term remission can happen to me, then it can happen to you. I have no doubt, absolutely no doubt, that it can happen for you too. Believe with every fiber of your being that you will endure and overcome this bump in the road. I put all my faith in my treatment team. They knew what was best for me. They were providing me with the tangible improvements that I could feel and see for myself. I believe that the human will is the strongest force in the universe. Will yourself to make it through today, especially if it's a really, really rough day. Do that every day. Never lose hope. The mind-body connection is a mysterious and powerful force that I also wholeheartedly believe in. Just ask me about all my affirmation tattoos later. I stopped using my surgery date as my annual anniversary. That day's not worth celebrating one bit. Instead, this is my anniversary. Today is my 8th anniversary. You probably figured out by now that for me, it's all about the positive and being positive and staying positive. And I'm all about advocacy too. I raised funds for the race for every year, 8 years now. It's very important for me and my survivors. Fundraising is a big part of what each and every one of us can do to help the vision and the mission of the National Brain Tumor Society. But there's even more that you can do. Last May, during National Brain Awareness Month, I attended the 2-day Head to the Hill event to lobby Congress for their ongoing support for funding of issues surrounding brain cancer. I made many new and wonderful friends and felt a palpable sense of shared vision and unity of purpose. But what really hit me was in that big conference room where we were all listening to the experts preparing us for our Tuesday on Capitol Hill. As I looked around at all the people in that room, there were only a handful of survivors. Most of those present were the loved ones and family members of husbands and wives and mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and friends of those who are taken away way too young, way too early, and way too fast. They were carrying the torches of advocacy for far too many. So I'm inviting each and every one of you to join us next year at Head to the Hill. There's strength in numbers, and you know that many voices are much louder than just a few. And we need our own ice bucket challenge. You remember that from a couple summers ago? You know, let's take brain cancer awareness to the next level and the next level. Let's get creative and attract more and more people to our cause. Brain freeze, I heard that. That's a great one. Brain tumors are aggressive and equal opportunity assassins, but we need to be even more aggressive. I'm also very active in my brain tumor support group at HUP. If you will, get involved with the support group, be you survivor, caregiver, or friend. The newly diagnosed and those around them will appreciate hearing that there is someone else who is walking a mile or two in their shoes. Share your story. You know why I have to be there every month to share mine. I'm there for the newcomer. But if a member can't make a monthly meeting for whatever reason, I try to take the meeting to them. A tremendous inspiration for me today is my friend and support group member, Marco. Despite a recurrence and some challenging complications of the last year, he just keeps putting one foot in front of the other day in and day out. It's so motivating for me to see such courage in the face of such uncertain adversity. Thanks, Marco. Keep up the fight, buddy. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. And for all you other warriors out there, we're here for you too. Many have said to me over these past 8 years, Lindsay, you're still here because you still have work to do. I wasn't really sure what that meant at the time, but I get it now. This is why I'm still here. This is the work I have to do. Today, I'm in the best shape physically and emotionally than I have been in the whole of my 59 years. I've been given another chance. I'm 60 pounds lighter than I was in 2014. I participated in a biking challenge at my gym in September and was the #1 rider of national for the total miles pedaled because I used my will to achieve my goals. Believe in whatever you need to believe in and endure and give it everything that you never thought that you had inside of you to survive. And never lose hope. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the support of the love of my life, my wife, Susan, and the other love of my life, my daughter, Haley. They're the biggest reasons why I needed to stay here. I just wasn't going to leave. And there are others who are near and dear to my heart here today, and you know who you are. So I'll end my remarks and thank each and every one of you for coming out and supporting me today. You walked for me, I walked for you and yours, and we walk for each other. And finally, we walk to remember our dear departed, those now gone who fearlessly blazed the trail for all of us fighting and living with our disease today. No words can ever express my gratitude for your courage in the face of extreme uncertainty in order to help improve the outcomes for the rest of us. So I walk for Rory, I walk for Joel, I walk for Chip, I walk for Hope, I walk for Adam, I walk for Bill, I walk for Tug, I walk for Teddy, I walk for Bo. I'll never ever forget any of you. So let's be present in this moment right now. All is right today. Today was just as it's meant to be. So I charge everyone here to walk, run, filled with the spirit of why we're gathered here this morning, because tomorrow we'll get back to the business of working together again and being that much closer to finding the cure. Thank you. Peace.
One more time for Lindsay Leiper, please, everybody. That was beautiful, beautiful. And that's the reason why we are all here today. I see a lot of people rocking the same colors, same shirts, all walking for people that are close to them. If we have any survivors that are in, we want to bring you up right now. We're going to get a picture in just a little bit. So if you are a survivor, come on up to the front of the stage and